Hello and welcome to this virtual presentation in relation to the MSG Sphere and in particular the public consultation on new information that has recently been submitted by the applicant, Madison Square Gardens. To start, here is a summary of what the MSG Sphere is. The MSG Sphere is a proposed development submitted to us at LLDC for a large-scale live music and entertainment venue at the site outlined in red on the image on the left of your screen. So the site is immediately north of Stratford Station, and at the bottom and to the west of the site is Montfitchet Road and Stratford Bus Station, and at the top of the image and the east of the site is Angel Lane. So the MSG Sphere comprises of 3 planning applications that have been submitted to us at LLDC by Madison Square Gardens. And the main application relates to the sphere structure and the details of the surrounding elements, including bridges, the podium level, and retail and commercial premises. The second application relates to the advertising signs around the site, including the surface of the sphere. And the third application is a new application that has just been submitted in relation to the Stratford International Car Park, which I will explain later on in this video. And this presentation will cover who we are at LLDC, what has happened to date in the planning process and where we are now, what has just been submitted, how you can comment, and then what is the process from here on. This presentation is provided by the LLDC, and the LLDC is the local planning authority for the area outlined in blue in the image on the right on your screen. The LLDC was created in 2012 and is responsible for looking after the development of buildings and outdoor spaces in and around the Olympic Park and Stratford area. We do not have a promotional role. We evaluate planning applications, manage the planning process, and review the planning application, written submissions, and application documents that are submitted to us. Following this review process, we as planning officers will make a recommendation to the planning committee that is made up of local councillors, LLDC board members, and independent members. In terms of what has happened to date on the MSG Sphere, here's a quick overview. The application was submitted back in March 2019, and after this we've consulted and have been reviewing the written submissions alongside the planning application material. And back in May of this year, 2020, we sent a further information request, and we've just received information from the applicant in response to this request, and this is the material that we are now consulting on. In terms of the key issues that have come up to date, transport has been a common concern, particularly around Stratford Station and public safety concerns, and also the adequacy and effectiveness of the proposed mitigation, and the impact of coincident events within the London Stadium and the O2 Arena has also come up. There's also been a lot of concerns related to the highways impacts, including the traffic and car parking impacts. Another common area of concern and something we've received a lot of comments about is the light impacts. This includes the potential impact on residential amenity and what the impact will be on nearby residential windows and properties. And there's also been concern about the extent of the light spill impact on the character of the area and on heritage buildings and assets. Design has been another area of concern from the written submissions that we've received. These comments relate to the scale of the sphere and its appropriateness within the local area. The extent of the advertising proposed, including on the sphere itself, has also been raised as concern within the written submissions. So following the consultation periods carried out to date, a summary of those in support or no objection is presented on the left of the screen, and those that object to the proposals is presented on the right of the screen here, and this includes the number of neighbour responses received, as well as views from organisations and statutory consultees, which informed our further information request letter sent in May. In response to this further information request, the applicant has submitted a number of new and revised documents, and it's worth saying that there has not been any design changes to the proposed development in the latest information received. The new information includes new technical assessments, environmental assessment material, and planning documents. And I'll now explain some of the documents that have just been submitted and that we are now consulting on. Firstly, the light chapters within the environmental statement have been updated, and this includes the daylight and sunlight information, solar glare information, and the light spill and upward sky glow information. So the image on the screen identifies an example of what the upward sky glow information that can be found in the upward sky glow annexes looks like, and it identifies the potential light spill emitted from the sphere into the surrounding area as viewed from above. The health impact assessment has been updated in the new information, and the health impact assessment describes the likely effects of the proposed development on health, including the factors shown on the screen, and this has come up as a concern in the previous consultation responses we've received. The equalities impact assessment has also been updated in the new information. The equalities impact assessment attempts to assess the extent to which any impacts of the proposed development might have disproportionate equality effects on the groups of people protected by the Equality Act, as well as other vulnerable groups within the general population. The residential amenity assessment is a new document that has been submitted, and it provides more detail on the potential impact on outlook as viewed from residential developments, including those listed on the screen. And this is an example from the residential amenity assessment, and this example relates to floor 14 of Legacy Tower at 88 Great Eastern Road. You can see from the red annotation on the right elevation, this identifies where the images on the left are viewed from in the development, and it provides a comparison of the existing condition against the proposed condition with the MSG Sphere development dropped in. Another new document that has been submitted is the Digital Display Contents Control Report, and this document sets out how the applicant, Madison Square Gardens, proposes to control the screens on the sphere, as well as the other screens proposed around the site, and this includes proposed advertising and non-advertising content. So another new document that has been submitted is the Road User Safety Report, and this has been provided in response to a specific technical request from LLDC's consultants. However, within the report, 6 videos are provided that represent the view from a driver's position along 6 routes around the site. And the videos can be accessed by this link on screen, but this link is also within the Road User Safety Report. And when you use the link, you'll be taken to a web page where you require a password to view the videos, and the password is MSG driver. So an example of these videos is provided here. This video is the Angel Lane route travelling south along Angel Lane, and this provides a visual representation from the driver's view, and travelling past the railway tavern now on the left towards the application site, which can be viewed on the screen now, and then the route carries on round past the application site, continuing along Angel Lane and then down towards Jerry Raffles Square. So another document that's been updated in the new information is the concept of operations, which is referred to as the CONOPS, and the CONOPS sets out how the applicant proposes to operate and manage the proposed venue, including the impacts on the surrounding area, Stratford Station, and also how they propose to manage the venue during coincident events with other venues, including the London Stadium. So a new application that has also been submitted alongside this new and revised information that is linked with the main application relates to the Stratford International Car Park, and this application proposes to change a number of car parking spaces within the Stratford International Car Park to dedicated car parking spaces to serve the MSG venue. A proportion of these spaces are proposed as blue badge car parking spaces for those with accessibility needs, which would be connected by a shuttle buggy service as shown by the image on the screen by the various routes and pick up and drop off points. So that was a summary of the new information that we're now consulting on, and here's how you can comment on the applications. And in order to submit your comments, you can send your comments in via email or via phone, and the details are on the screen here. If you choose to submit your comments by phone, you'll reach an automated phone line and you'll be able to record your comments as a voicemail message, and that voicemail message will be forwarded on to us here at the planning team. Please don't send your comments by post, and if you choose to do so, nobody in the planning team will be in the office to open and process your written submissions. It's worth saying that all previous comments submitted will remain valid, so we encourage you to focus any new comments on the new information that has recently been submitted. And the deadline for comments is Friday the 13th of November. And if there are any specific areas you are unsure on, confused by, or would benefit from further explanation, please do contact us by email or phone and leave your questions with us. And if there are topics or common questions or common areas of confusion, such as light or transport, for example, we could provide some follow-up explanation, potentially through another virtual presentation like this, or contacting you another way to try and provide some clarity and further details. So please do send any questions through. And finally, this is an indicative programme of what we expect to happen from here on, and this consultation will run from now until November. After this, we'll review your comments alongside the new information, and we're currently anticipating a recommendation to be made and taken to the Planning Committee in early 2021. And after this, the decision will be referred to the Mayor, who will then have the final decision. Thank you.